friends. It's Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, a big welcome back. Sorry, I'm right on top of the computer again. And I might or might not be yelling at you. I'm trying to talk as loud as I possibly can because this is my second time recording this one. And my darn microphones died again. And I had charged them. So I'm not sure if they're just faulty. I might have to return them. But it's really disappointing because that seemed to help with the volume end of things. Because I have kind of a softer voice, so we'll see how this goes. This might be shorter than my last video, and hopefully it gives you all the information, but here we go. Okay, I have a bit of a headache today, so my mental clarity is a little bit foggy. So if I repeat myself, if I don't make a heck of a lot of sense, or I seem a little tired, that's why. I have a headache, and I did take some medication to help me with it, but it's just taking the edge off. I'm starting to be more prone to getting headaches and they're more along the lines of migraines. It's just one of those things. It happens sporadically, once a month usually, if not twice, and yeah. It's just the nature of the beast, and one of these days, hopefully, that will stop. But, alas, here we are. I'm trying to get through it, and hopefully you guys will be able to hear me, and hopefully everything will be good. I hope you have something wonderful to sip on. I have some cranberry hibiscus tea. It's originally from Aldi. I think I got it a year ago from Aldi. It's delicious. I think it was in their seasonal section. It's really good stuff. So, sipping on that. This video is going to go live the day after, so unfortunately you will not be able to order any more of the fall collection colorways. I hope that you were able to snag the ones you were looking for on the bases you wanted. Yeah, I'm sorry if you missed out. That's the way, that's the way I'm going to be doing colorways going forward. I will be doing limited release collections, and once they go live, they'll be live for a set amount of time, and then they will close, and that will be that. So I hope you guys were able to snag it. Also, I added a couple finished items to the shop. I did talk about that I would be doing that possibly. There's also some destashed yarn, but I do have 2 advent shawls. These shawls were knit using advents that are hand dyed by other dyers. One is from Emma's Yarn and one is Suburban Stitcher. So I have the 2021 Emma's Yarn advent. The shawl pattern that came with it is the Advent Envies shawl. It's really beautiful. Or I don't think it came with it. It was a recommended pattern, and I did go with that. Or it came with it. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. Sad, isn't it? But it's beautiful. So Emma's Yarn, she's notoriously known for some fun, bright colors, and she definitely pulled out all the stops on this one. It is fun. It is a lot of fun. It's quite beautiful. I haven't reached for it. It's not kind of my usual wheelhouse of colors, and so I just never reached for it. And I think, what a shame. It is a beautiful, very long shawl. You can wear it kind of your traditional, like just wrapped around once. You can wrap this around multiple times. I have a photo in the listing of me just with it wrapped around a couple times, so you can see how beautiful that is. It has a very subtle triangle shape to the front, and then really long side wings. There's a pretty slip stitch pattern on the bottom of this, and this also is a really beautiful slip stitch pattern going across. This is a lot of fun to knit. I would love to make the shawl again, and it's used 25 different colors, and that slip stitch really helps blend them so beautifully. So this is currently in the shop at an amazing price. I do not tend to do a lot of custom orders, especially with hand-dyed yarn when it comes to finished objects, just because it is very hard to get paid for your time and have the price be a price that is like a comprehensive price for someone and not have them be overwhelmed. because it takes quite a bit of time to hand knit something like this. So I'm basically charging for the yarn. That is it. I'm not getting paid for my time on this. I loved making it. It was so much fun. It was my Advent project of 2021. And yeah, one of the Advent projects. I think I did like 2 because I had my Advent as well. So, but I wanted to put this up so that someone will wear it. Maybe you'll give it as a gift to someone. It'd be an amazing gift. But it is the cost of the yarn, basically. And all right. And then the other one, like I said, Suburban Stitcher. So this is her 2022 Advent. It's really pretty, more soft pastel type colors. Really delicate. Lots of fun detailing. We have some lace work. There's more like eyelet. All these sections. It's like a sampler. It was a lot of fun to knit again. A lot of fun. This is more a traditional triangle shape. Huge shawl. Nice and big. Again, 25 like different colorways. Super beautiful. And these are all like faded into each other. It's just a super fun pattern. It was a lot of fun. And this is the What Tomorrow Brings is the pattern name. So this is also currently in the shop as I record this. I can't guarantee it'll be there when it goes live. But as I'm recording, those 2 are currently finished objects in the shop. So if you go under finished objects or sale items, those are in those areas. And yeah, you can get an amazing deal. So if you want to snag that as a gift for yourself or a friend, definitely make sure you guys run on over to the shop to do that, and that's multifariousnature.com. I always have a link to that in the notes section below. All right. Finished object. I do have like a finished object. When it comes to spinning, it's finished. So I did spin up the last, I still have a bunch of this fleece, which is so wonderful. I'd like to make a whole sweater in this. But I did finish my sweater spin for the framed sweater by Andrea Mowry of Dre Renee Knits. And this is a CVM fleece. So this is about 524 yards, like between the 2 of these. And this was on 1 bobbin, and I just plied it double. And now I'll show you the work in progress of the framed. I worked on this primarily this week. This was my main project. So I worked on this during my little bit of breakfast time. I worked on this on my lunch breaks. I worked on this after dinner. This was my knitting for the week. I really focused on this a lot because I think I was around here somewhere last week. So yeah, definitely made some progress, distance progress. Hilarious, you guys. I just saw a mistake that I had made. I noticed it because I'm looking in here and I'm like, there's a mistake. And you probably can see it. Do I rip all the way back? I think not. I think not. I think not. I don't think that that is a big enough of a problem for me to knit all the way back, like rip back and fix. Normally, I would do it. But no, it's not going to happen. Am I going to point it out to you? No, I don't think I'm going to. You'll probably be able to see it, but maybe not. And if you can't see it, then, well, yeah, there you go. Look, it's not there anymore. I hid it from you. It's as though it never existed. I totally would rip it back. Like at the moment, today, with my frame of mind, with my headache and everything, I would not rip it back. But, yes, technically speaking, I should. I'm not going to, though. I am not. Because I want to wear this, and I'm looking forward to wearing it. So, I am using my Handspun CVM fleece here, which I showed you. And then this is, like milled yarn from Stonehedge Fiber Mill. It's their crazy yarn. I think you can only find it now on their website or like when they go to shows, because I don't think they sell it anymore to yarn shops. If you find it at a yarn shop, it's probably the last of their inventory, because I'm pretty sure they only go through their shops now. Their shop. But crazy yarn is super fun. This is actually crazy yarn, believe it or not, and it's solid. Most of the time they're like this, where it's very variegated, and it's super fun. The interesting part is when I get to the sleeves, it's not going to match this. However, I do have some more of this black, and I'm debating just splitting that black in half and then using it on each sleeve around this region when the sleeve gets to here. And then that'll be like the cohesive part of each sleeve so that they look cohesive even though the coloring is going to be different. I did that with the Alpine Glow, and I found that that seemed to really help. It's not identical each sleeve, and they definitely don't match the body identically, but they're like similar enough that it kind of works together. It just kind of works. I don't know. It's a bottom-up sweater. And it's just beautiful. I love how this looks like a quilt. This just is so nostalgic to me. This makes me feel so good. I love quilts. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And each one is, you could see the handmadeness to it. You could see the stitch, especially if it was hand stitched. So the fact that this is all hand knit, each stitch is hand knit, I don't know, it makes me so happy. I want to make a quilt at some point. I started making a quilt forever ago, and I don't know, this is like my way of having a quilt. It's just my way of having a quilt. It's so comforting. It's so soft. Stonehedge Fiber Mill, it's merino. And then my CVM is California Variegated Mutant. Super soft, fluffy, sheepy. And I just think it's so beautiful. So I do have some other skeins that I will be probably using. But the next one that I'm going to be going into, because I'm almost done with this one, is, where'd it go? Here it is. This one. So you can see some of the really pretty blues, and then we have some of this reddish brown color here. And then, well, actually it's not brown, it's red. The combo of the color next to it makes it look more brown, but it's red, dark red. And then I have the dark red here. So it's like they all become semi-cohesive because of these things. So that's the cool part about crazy yarn. They're all different skeins, but you can get skeins that are similar enough that like they look like they're in the same family. So I love crazy yarn. I think they're so much fun. All right, I'm trying to think of what else when it comes to that. I think that's it for that project. Next, I worked on the socks. So I worked on my 2 at a time socks using now this is silly. I mean, look at this. I'm doing magic loop on this teeny tiny little, look at these little. So this is pygora wool or hair. And I'm using that, and then this is my Gotland Handspun. That's a 3-ply. So this is 2-ply. This is 3-ply. I think it's 2-ply. Maybe it's 4-ply. It's a sport weight. I know that much. Okay. Well, here it is in all its glory. Okay. So I do find it kind of tricky working with this yarn. I mean, not tricky, but hard on my hands. So I'm not a big fan of cotton yarn. I've talked about this before. I rant about it. My parents get a kick out of it that I can't stand cotton yarn. I really can't. If it's 100% cotton yarn, I will not knit with it. If for some reason you see me knitting with 100% cotton yarn, stop me. Please stop me. Save my hands. For the love of everything. My hands can't handle it. Some people can. My hands cannot. So I like to use blends. Now this is pygora, and it's 100% pygora. You can see a beautiful halo, but as you can see, maybe you can't, but there is no elasticity in this. It's woolen spun, or worsted spun. worsted spun, not woolen. So it's just really long hairs, and then they're spun up smooth. And let me tell you, there's not a lot of bounce to this. When you come from working on a merino nylon blend for socks, and there's all that stretch, and then you go to this, it is so hard on your hands, especially when you're knitting in a small circumference. So that's why I'm going to switch this to the longer cable now that that cable needle is free. I am going to switch to that, and that is going to be helpful, that's for sure. But this is very hard on my hands. I think these are going to make amazing socks. They're super soft. I've tried them on my toes to see like how they kind of fit, and they seem to fit beautifully. But I tell you what, this is going to be really, really hard on my hands to knit these. So safe to say, I probably won't be making another pygora pair of socks, but it's fun. It's fun to try it. It's fun to try new fibers, and I can say I have tried it now. I think that maybe crocheting with this would be better than knitting, for me at least. Yeah, especially the small, knitting with these very tiny needles. It's quite brutal. These are size 2 needles, and again, this is like a DK weight. Really beautiful color. So there's like a cream. This is a Gotland lamb fleece, and then this one is that pygora, which is like a gray. Really beautiful. So knitting those up in my Seams by Sarah project bag. I love it. It's a linen. It's so pretty. And it makes me think of like spring or fall. End of things. Okay, so I'm trying to think of anything else, you guys. I'm trying to think of anything else. My brain's not thinking so well. I know what it is. So I've been thinking about another project I want to do because I want to knit something with this beautiful green. This is my Evergreen Market colorway, which is part of the fall collection that just closed. I love this green. I love this green so much, and I want a green sweater. So as much as I would love to have a solid green sweater, I feel like this would be a fun color work if it would be like a one other color. So like the CVM, I think would be really pretty color work with it. But I just really want a green sweater. I really do. So I have to look at some patterns. There's a lot of beautiful patterns in, I've got a book that I put away probably. No, it's next to me. This book, Arctic Knits by the Petite Knitter. She has so many beautiful patterns in here that are color work. So I'll just have to see if there's one in here that I might want to do, because I've got this beautiful book that I would, this is a really pretty one. The Glacial Jumper. Can't see the color work as well in that picture, but this one you can. Isn't that so beautiful? I could do that green and then do the cream color as my contrast. I think that'd be pretty. I'm sure it is using a DK weight. So it's a DK weight where when you hold this double, it's going to be more worsted weight, because this is fingering. But I could make a hat with it as well. I really just want to make a sweater. I love knitting sweaters, you guys. It's kind of a problem. I have a lot of sweaters now, but they're all different, kind of. I mean, I say that because there are a few patterns I've knit more than once, but oh my gosh, you guys. Or the Alpine Alpaca jumper. Guys. Oh, you guys. I don't know, you guys. Look how cute this is. Can you imagine with the green? Oh, would that be cute or what? Oh, man. It is so cute. It is so cute. Oh no, guys. I might have to do the alpina. I wanted to do the alpinapaka anyway, but it's calling to me, you guys. It is calling to me. She has a lot of beautiful patterns in here, but that is really calling to me. And I think it's so stinking cute with that alpaca on it. And then, of course, I want to get the Arctica jumper that I want to do. But that one is, this is multiple colors. And I have it in Lopi. So I want to do that one with the Lopi. But, oh dear. I might have to do the alpinapaka with this. I mean, come on. And then there's going to be like the laurel like the leaves on it with the alpaca. So it's like almost like Christmas oriented, but not. But then I have to do a bunch more handspun for the color work. Shoot. I mean, darn, you know, like, oh darn, I have to do handspun. But still, like, I don't want to wait for it to be able to do it. We're just gonna plan together, right? Because this video, it might end up being long. Let's see here. Alright, so I'm randomly gonna look at my yardage here. For the contrast color is the one you don't need a lot of. I mean, at the most, I might need like 158 yards. You guys, I have some curb fleece. Now, I really wanted to make a sweater all out of curb. So curb is a Shetland sheep that unfortunately is no longer with us. He's a ram, and I bought his fleece last year, and unfortunately he had an accident, and we can never get to Curb's fleece again. However, most of the time, I have more than enough to make a sweater, if not more, and I know I have enough of this that I could do that. Oh, and look at that. Look at how beautiful of a contrast that is. Guys, I think I found my sweater. The alpinapaka. I think I found it. I think I did. I can see it. Can you see it? I can see it. Yeah, that might have to happen. I might have to make that happen. Yeah. I think so. I think so. I'm really excited. Oh my gosh. I am so excited, you guys. That just made my day. Like I said, I have a headache and I'm not feeling the greatest, but oh, that makes me really happy. That makes me really happy. Shetland. It's a ram fleece, but it's a beautiful ram fleece. It's beautiful. All right, I am so excited right now. I am so stinking excited. That just made my day. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'd love to hear what you're up to. I'd love to hear what you're making these days. Fall is in full swing now. The leaves are really starting to change semi-subtly, which I'm grateful. I want it to go slow. I find it a beautiful time, this transition time between summer and fall. Like I said, I'm not gonna make a lot of sense. Summer and fall, I find it to be such a beautiful transition time. I really enjoy it. And yeah, I want to get more reading in. The Maggie Sefton, I have to look at her name, the Knit One Kill 2 book. I really want to start reading that more. It's really cute so far. I only just started it, but I really enjoy the characters, the atmosphere of the little shop, and their relationships. I just started it, so it's, very new, but it's based off of actual people and stuff. Like, a lot of it, obviously the story itself is its own story, but there are people in it that are based on real people, and so it's just fun. So I want to take more time to read things like that. It's really hard for me to do that. I used to love doing that. I used to love reading, and it's just to find the time. It can be difficult. You have to make the time, and I'm just not making the time. I'm knitting instead, which, it's not a bad thing, but you do have to be kind to your body, and knitting can be really hard on your body if you're not stretching your hands and your arms and being good to yourself. So anyway, I hope you guys could hear me today. I hope it went okay. I will keep messing with those microphones. I might have to get new ones. That is a real bummer. But they just aren't working anymore. Not well. If I can't record more than 20 minutes and they turn off, that's not good. Most of my videos are at least 30 minutes for the most part. So that really doesn't work well. Does not work well at all. But all kinds of projects going on. I'm just kind of muddling through. I'm definitely leaning more towards being monogamous at the moment. And then again, I say that as I'm thinking of casting on this beautiful sweater with this green. Sometimes you're monogamous, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you can knit one project, and sometimes you want to bounce around, and that's okay. I think I become a little bit more of a monogamous knitter as the seasons change towards like winter and stuff. I don't know about you guys. But then again, I think a lot of times it has to do like with the season of life, what's going on. And when I have a lot going on, I tend to focus on like one project versus lots of projects, because it can lead to indecision and overwhelm when I have too much going on. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for this week. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope you are doing well, and I look forward to chatting with you next week. Have a great rest of your week. Take care.